Howdy folks, AJ coming at you again, your resident vintage gamer. And the first thing I have to say today is that it's been quite a while since I did a video. And I'll just say real quick that I have a lingering health issue that keeps on rearing its ugly head. And so for the last couple of weeks, I just did not feel like making any videos, so I didn't. I'm feeling much better now, so let's get going. Today's video is going to be because E3 came and went while I was under the weather, and I wanted to. I gave me a lot of time to kind of digest all the games that were represented there, and the gameplay footage and the teaser trailers and all that stuff. And it basically made me very well equipped to come up with my personal top 10 games that I'm looking forward to for the rest of this year and probably the beginning of 2015. So here is the Greyhawk 4x4 top 10 list of upcoming anticipated games for the rest of this year and 2015. I'm gonna label this list the honorary year of sequels, and the reason I say that is that 9 out of the 10 of my top 10 most anticipated games are either a sequel or a reboot of a existing title. So, and I looked at a lot of the unique titles that were new and so forth, and none of them appealed to me as much as a lot of these sequels and the reboots and all that stuff. Now that could end up biting me in the ass because these could end up sucking, and I could be, sitting there with egg on my face saying, man, I really should have looked deeper into some of the other titles, because I allowed myself to get bit by the hype of all these sequels and so forth. But we'll have to wait and see how that pans out. So to start off with, number one, I have Alien Isolation, and it is of course, the next in the line of Alien themed games. We had Colonial Marines, which a lot of people just absolutely lambasted, the last game that came out. And I actually did a review on it, and I bought it because it was like $5 on sale on Steam, and some of my buddies said we could play co-op with it, and so for $5 I said, no problem. I'll throw $5 at it. I think it was $5. It was really cheap, whatever it was. And I'll put a link here to my video of that review if you want to see it. I was pleasantly surprised. I got my $5 or even it might have been $10. My money's worth out of it. So, and I'm a sucker for Alien. I love the Alien franchise. So the movies, the games, you name it. So. This one I'm throwing in there just because if it's an Alien themed game, I want to at least try it, and I have a feeling this one is going to be much better than the last. So moving on to the second one, which is Civilization Beyond Earth. Now if you're a big fan of the Civilization franchise, you're going to play this just like the rest of us that are. So but if you are not, if this is not, if you've never really dipped your toe into the Civilization franchise, this is going to be a little bit different, because this is going to be colonizing, an alien planet somewhere, and with future technological advances and that type of thing. And there was a game called Alpha Centauri by the same gentleman that made the Civilization, Sid Meier, the guy that made the Civilization games, and a lot of people say it was the greatest strategy world building game ever. And I'm not going to argue with that. I played Alpha Centauri. I loaded that thing up and I played it, and the sun came up the next morning and I was still playing it. And if I remember correctly, I had to call in sick at work. I lost a period of time there. I had no idea how much time had passed as I'm playing this game. And the next thing I know, it was like 5:36 in the morning and the sun starts coming up and I'm like, holy shit, what am I going to do? I got to go to work. And I think I had to call in sick because I'd been up all night playing this, and that was not my intention when I sat down. It just sucked me in, and it did that for a lot of people. So this Civilization Beyond Earth appears to be in that same vein. And Lord help us if it is. I mean, it's just going to be incredible. So, leading us to number 3, Dead Island 2. Now, I have said before I did a review of the original Dead Island, and I stand by this when I say that the original Dead Island is still my favorite zombie apocalypse game. Now, I never played The Last of Us on console, so I cannot talk about that. But of the other zombie apocalypse type games on PC that I have played, Dead Island was my favorite. And like I said in my review originally, it just never got old or repetitive to me killing zombies in that. It became visceral, where I felt like in the game I felt like I was fighting for my life, and I got pissed off at the damn zombies, and it felt good to smash them. It felt good to run them over with a car. It felt good to hit them with a baseball bat, and it just never got old. And that's probably why I loved that game so much. So, Dead Island 2, just on that alone, looking forward to it. Next, Doom. Now, that's all you got to say to an old-time gamer, because a lot of us, Doom was the game that just blew our frickin' brains out of our head, because before that you had Wolfenstein 3D, which was like the very first-person shooter, but Doom took it to a whole nother level of just terror and immersiveness and everything. That was the game. So it may suck, who knows, it's a reboot, but it's Doom, so I'm gonna play it, and it's on my list. So next, Dragon Age Inquisition. Again, it's a Dragon Age game. I did not play Dragon Age 2. I did not play the second one, but I played the first Dragon Age for hours upon hours upon hours upon hours. I loved that game. So I did not care for what I saw in most of the reviews of the second one, and that's why I didn't even bother, because my understanding was there was no customization of your character. You had to play a preset character, and that kind of turned me off. If it's a role-playing game, allow me to customize my character. Now, in this next one, I don't know yet if that's how it's going to be. If it's going to be a preset character, I have no idea. But it's a Dragon Age game, and if it is something kind of a throwback to the first one, where they kind of go back to the roots and allow for customization and all that, I will be in there. I'll be playing it. So, the next one, Far Cry 4. I have loved the Far Cry series. I think it was something about the sandbox feeling on a beautiful desert island, with some good mechanics and some decent story, and everything I've seen for Far Cry 4 it looks like that's going to be a continuation. So I'm there. Next one, Grim Fandango Remastered. Now, for anybody that that isn't old enough to know about old school LucasArts adventure games. I'm talking about Full Throttle, Tales from Monkey Island, Loom, The Dig, Grim Fandango, and there were others that aren't coming to mind, but um, they were some of the greatest adventure game, point-and-click adventure games ever created. Actually, it's probably my most viewed video on my channel is my retrospective, my tribute to LucasArts when LucasArts was shut down. Um, you can find it on the front page of my channel. So if you're interested, you might want to give that a look. I talk a lot about these games and so forth. And if they're remastering Grim Fandango for HD and the new, to work on newer systems and so forth. Now, what they've said is it's going to be a Sony exclusive, but they have also said they're looking at other platforms. So I have to cross my fingers that they're going to make it for PC as well. So, because if not, I guess I'm gonna have to play it on my PlayStation, or I'm gonna have to buy a PS4, whatever. So, but regardless of how it comes out, I'm gonna have to play it because Grim Fandango is one of the greatest adventure games ever created. So, next, Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor. This one, I'm a little bit torn on it because I'm not sure if I'm going to like the gameplay in it 100%, but there's something that intrigues me in that they have created an AI where your enemies are going to evolve based upon your previous interactions with them, to where they remember you, and if they defeat you, they become stronger and more powerful, and then you meet them again, now they're even more stronger and more powerful because they were bolstered by defeating you. So it sounds very interesting. I'm looking forward to giving it a whirl. We'll see. It may suck me in, and I may love it. So that's why it's on my list. I got to give that a shot because I love anything in Middle Earth. So the next one, Star Wars Battlefront. Again, Star Wars franchise. Loved, the original Star Wars Battlefront. This is like a reboot. It's not really a sequel. It looks like it's a reboot, and it's Star Wars. It's Star Wars combat. I'm there. Not much else to say. So, and then the last one is the one that is a unique intellectual property. It's not a sequel. It's not a reboot or anything like that. It's called The Division, and the original name was Tom Clancy's The Division. Mr. Clancy's no longer with us, so out of respect, I'm still going to call it Tom Clancy's The Division. And this is going to be kind of a hybrid MMO third-person shooter. And there's trailers out there to watch, and it looks very, very cool. It looks like modern day, some type of nuclear apocalypse has occurred or something, or maybe it's been, most of the population has been wiped out because of a pandemic or something like that. It's not a zombie game or anything like that, but it looks like it's some type of apocalyptic, theme. And it's going to be an MMO third-person shooter is what they're calling it. So I can't wait to give that a shot. It looks great. So anyway, that's my top 10. Those are the games that I am most looking forward to for the remainder of this year, beginning 2015. It'll probably, some of them will go into later for 2015, whatever, but those are the ones that are on my radar. I don't know how you guys feel about them. You're welcome to leave comments below and let me know which ones you're looking forward to. If you're looking forward to any of these, or if there's other ones that I didn't mention, feel free to leave the comments below. And I've got plenty of other videos now that I'm feeling better scheduled, so we'll get back on track. Thanks, guys, and we'll catch you on the flip side.